but you don't even have a sense to even look in our face. But you rather just steal our money and do what you want to do.
South suburban politician Tiffany Henyard appears to have lost control of both governments.
Buckle up, because today we're diving into one of the wildest political scandals you've probably never heard of, at least not until now. It's a story that's got everything: power struggles, allegations of corruption, a mayor who calls herself a super mayor, and even the FBI stepping in. We're talking about the infamous Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dolton, Illinois, who's making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Trust us, this is one saga you won't want to miss.
Dolton is the only community that in order to get a business license or a liquor license, you need an attorney.
Let's start with the basics. Tiffany Henyard was elected as the mayor of Dolton, a small town just outside Chicago, back in 2021. And at first glance, she seemed like a fresh face, someone who could bring new energy to local politics. But fast forward to today, and Henyard's administration is under fire big time. We're talking about accusations of financial mismanagement, allegations of corruption, and a federal investigation that's shaking the very foundation of this small town. Oh, and did we mention the FBI is involved? Yeah, it's that serious.
A Dolton home that she leased to Mayor Tiffany Henyard has filed eviction papers. She says Henyard has not paid her rent, and now she wants her.
So what exactly led to all of this? Well, let's break it down. It all started when residents and trustees in Dolton began questioning Henyard's spending habits. According to reports, she's been using taxpayer money like it's her personal piggy bank. We're talking about extravagant trips, luxury purchases, and even throwing parties with R&B stars like Keith Wyatt and Jay Holiday. One jaw-dropping example: Henyard allegedly dropped over $43,000 on Amazon in a single day. And it's not just about the money, there's also the issue of power. Henyard has been accused of using the local police force as her own personal bodyguards, intimidating opponents, and even turning them into backup dancers for town events. Yes, you heard that right.
I want to say that because he only allowed me to come as far as this podium. That's the only person I fear and thing I fear besides going to jail. So I'm not going to go past this point like he told me.
Now, if you're wondering how the FBI got involved, let's rewind a bit. The tipping point came when Dolton trustees, fed up with Henyard's antics, started looking into the town's finances. And what they found was shocking. Dolton's general fund, which had a balance of over $5 million just 2 years ago, was now in the red by over $3 million. That's when the FBI stepped in, issuing subpoenas to dig deeper into what's really going on behind the scenes. And let's just say, they didn't like what they found. Dolton trustee Brittany Norwood has been one of the most vocal critics of Henyard's leadership, and she didn't hold back when news of the FBI investigation broke. She's been raising concerns about the town's finances for months, and now, with the federal investigation underway, it seems her suspicions were spot on. In a recent interview, Norwood said, "They're questioning the finances because that's been a real big concern of mine as a board member. We've been wondering how the money is being spent. And she's not alone, many residents are demanding answers too."
Now she's teasing a big announcement that she claims will result in some of her opponents being arrested and charged.
The FBI's investigation focuses on several key areas, including allegations of financial misconduct, fraudulent contracts, and the misuse of taxpayer money. There are rumors swirling that some of Dolton's funds were funneled into projects that benefited Henyard personally or were awarded to her close associates without going through the proper channels. And let's not forget the bribes and blackmail allegations. Several residents have come forward claiming they were approached by people connected to Henyard's office, offering favors in exchange for leniency on things like permits or property assessments. Others have said they faced intimidation tactics aimed at silencing any criticism of Henyard or her administration. One of the most concerning aspects of this whole situation is how Henyard reportedly used the local police force to her advantage. There have been multiple reports of law enforcement officers being used to harass her political opponents. Trustee Kiana Belcher, who once supported Henyard's campaign, said that former Dolton Police Chief Robert Collins admitted Henyard had asked him to target people for harassment. In one instance, Belcher herself received multiple parking tickets while she was out of town, which she claims were ordered by Henyard as a manipulation tactic. Collins, who has since been fired by Henyard, is now suing the village for wrongful termination, and his testimony could be a key piece of evidence in the FBI's investigation.
Henyard's landlord showed up here to see her tenant in person after she says Henyard has been dodging both her and rent payments for months.
But it's not just the police force that Henyard has allegedly been manipulating. She's also been accused of turning Dolton into her own personal kingdom, complete with billboards and banners featuring her face scattered throughout the town. One resident even compared her to Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, saying, "It's Venezuela. Isn't that what they are doing out there with President Nicolas Maduro? His face is all over, like I'm the dictator." And it's not just the residents who are fed up. The trustees have had enough. 2, and they've been fighting back in court to curb Henyard's power. Recently, a judge ruled that Doltonstown meetings could be moved to the Park District for more space, but Henyard must still preside over them. The trustees, who have clashed with Henyard for months, saw this as a small victory in their ongoing battle against her. Speaking of court battles, Henyard isn't just dealing with lawsuits from the trustees. She's also facing eviction from her home in Dolton. Yep, you heard that right, the mayor of Dolton is being evicted for not paying rent. Her landlord, Janetta Hull, claims Henyard and her boyfriend Kamal Woods haven't paid rent since August and now owe thousands in back payments. Hull has even accused Henyard of changing the locks and garage door codes to keep her out of the property. And despite their combined income of over $300,000 a year, Henyard's boyfriend allegedly told Hull they couldn't afford the $200 rent increase Hull imposed due to rising property taxes.
Because all this point the finger to Tiffany or allow me, I'm over it. Now it's time for me.
But that's not even the wildest part. In a nearly 90-minute Facebook Live rant, Henyard addressed the eviction rumors and the ongoing FBI investigation, vowing to seek the arrest of her political opponents. I will be seeking arrests for individuals involved, she said. I will be pressing charges. It's a lot, and that's just me telling you a little bit, because all this pointing the finger at Tiffany or lying on me, I'm over it. Now it's time for me to speak. As I say, truth speaks. She didn't specify what crimes she believes her opponents committed, but she did accuse them of a power and money grab. This isn't the first time Henyard has promised to spill the tea, as she put it, but so far she's failed to provide any concrete evidence to back up her claims. Now, you think that with all these allegations swirling around her, Henyard might lay low for a while, right? Wrong. She's actually gearing up for re-election. That's right, despite everything that's going on, Henyard recently announced her bid for a second term as mayor of Dolton. In a Facebook post, she wrote, "Attention, attention, attention. I am running for re-election for mayor of Dolton." She's confident that the people of Dolton will give her their overwhelming support and mandate, but not everyone agrees. Trustee Jason House, one of her main opponents in the upcoming race, is running on a platform of transparency and accountability, and he's not pulling any punches when it comes to criticizing Henyard's leadership. The community does not want to continue under her leadership, he said. I'm not shocked because I know her, definitely not shocked.
And Micah, tonight was a special board meeting because business has not gotten done at 2 previous meetings. So that's some progress there. But this meeting was not without its fair share of tension.
As you can imagine, the reactions from Dolton residents have been mixed. Some are still holding out hope that Henyard can turn things around, while others are calling for her to step down immediately. One resident at a recent town meeting didn't mince words, saying, "This is an embarrassment to Dolton. Why won't you step down?" Another echoed that sentiment, adding, "It's not our fault that Tiffany Henyard has become the most infamous mayor in America due to her inability to listen to reason." And it's not just the locals who are concerned. A fan comment on a YouTube video covering the scandal asked, "Why has the FBI not stepped in yet? These poor residents need justice and protection." Another added, "She should have been in jail like a lot of politicians." The frustration is palpable, and it's clear that many people feel Henyard has overstepped her bounds. And let's talk about the FBI investigation for a moment. According to sources close to the investigation, the FBI is focusing on several key areas, including how Henyard has been awarding contracts and whether those contracts were given to her close associates without following proper procedures. There are also questions about whether taxpayer money was used for personal gain, such as funding luxury trips and parties. And remember those bribes we mentioned earlier? The FBI is reportedly looking into that too. Several residents have claimed they were offered favors in exchange for political support or leniency in local matters. And if those allegations are true, it could spell big trouble for Henyard.
It's a power grab. That's it. Power and money grab.
But despite all of this, Henyard seems unfazed. In fact, she's doubling down on her claims that she's being unfairly targeted. In that same Facebook Live rant, she lashed out at the media, accusing them of spreading fake news about her. Why is it with me in my life? Why y'all don't hear my side? Y'all judge off the one side of the narrative that's out in the world, but never hear from me. I was always told, if you want the tea, get it from me, she said. She's also hinted that her opponents are using these allegations as a distraction from their own wrongdoings, though she hasn't provided any evidence to support that claim. So, what do you think? Is Tiffany Henyard the victim of a political smear campaign, or is she really as corrupt as her critics claim? And will the FBI's investigation finally bring justice to the people of Dolton? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.